I just want to thank everybody for coming and thank everybody for the last 2.5 years of absolute chaos in our lives and for being there for us. Swore I wasn't going to cry. Here I am. I don't even know where to start. Andy, you're just...
Again, just want to reiterate what my wife said. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Last 2.5 years of family and community and friends support. I got, friends from Dayton that came all the way up here, from Michigan, all over the place. South Carolina, I'll keep naming states, Florida. I just want to say thank you. It means a lot to our family. We're doing this, because it has been a hard time for everything we've gone through, and we want to give back, to children's cancer research, because without the research out there, Myla wouldn't be where she is today, because we had some obstacles that came with her treatment in the first 6 months, or after her first 2 doses of one of the main cancer treatments, she was unable to walk, and they didn't know if she was going to be able to walk again. But because of research that's out there, she qualified for a different kind of chemo treatment, and now if you guys seen her, I'm sure you guys seen her rushing around here, running around. So again, I want to say thank you. I'm going to give it back to my wife. You ready? You good now?
Max,
come on.
Max.
So part of this is childhood cancer awareness, because September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And I just wanted to honor all of the local cancer kiddos. If there's anybody out here, I know Connor is here, and I know Landon is here. If you guys could come up here. If there's anybody else who is fighting or have fought childhood cancer, I'd love for you to come up here. There is a table up here before you guys leave, as while supplies last. There are little flowers up there, and we want you to go plant this flower and think of all these honor kiddos up there. If you go check that table out, that was my vision that started with it's the rainbow after the storm, and Myla has had one heck of a storm. The rainbow's finally here, the rain is finally gone, and I just want you to take a flower and think of all those kiddos that are fighting, and quite a few angels up there too that have passed away. So I want to tell you a little bit about them in just a moment, but everybody got lyric sheets. Myla got to go to Nashville and write her own song called Lucky Like a Ladybug, and we want everybody to sing along with her. You want to sing it? You ready for Lucky Like a Ladybug?
Sunsets and rises and catching fireflies. It's how I like to spend Sunday nights.
On Sundays I love my family time. I like putting on my lipstick and going to the music. I can't get out of bed. I get up the chair all day.
Some days you push, some days you turn, some days are easier than
So I'm going to say a little bit about everybody that's up there on the table. Myla was diagnosed June of 2020 with B-cell ALL. You already heard her story. But there's also Connor Whaley, who is right here, and he is kicking cancer's butt. What is your superpower, is what he says. He was diagnosed in March at 3 years old. He is 4, and he is still on treatment. He is also being treated at Nationwide in Columbus. Landon Root. He was diagnosed in June of 2020 with T-cell ALL at 6 years old. He's currently 8, and he's still on treatment, and he will be till next September, correct? Okay, November. Shannon Bear, he was diagnosed March of 2020 with B-cell ALL just before his 2nd birthday. He's currently age 4 and just recently rang the bell as well. Cole Coolman, diagnosed in October, high-risk B-cell at 2 years old. He's currently 4, still on treatment. Maverick Brees, just recently diagnosed in June at just 3 years old with B-cell ALL. Brody Daniel, just recently diagnosed August 14th at the age of 4 with hepatoblastoma, which is liver cancer. Madison Dyke, August of 2020, stage 4 Burkitt leukemia lymphoma at 7 years of age. She's currently 10 and also rang the bell. And Myla got to meet her in the hospital. That was the only kid she got to meet in the hospital because of COVID. Sam Rosman, he is local from Tiffin, diagnosed December 2008 with astrocytoma, a brainstem tumor, at the age of 4. Just recently, he was diagnosed with renal cell carcinoma in May. He's 18 and a senior and striving. Corbin Norrod, at 6 months old, was diagnosed with stage 3 neuroblastoma, currently 9. Ezra Bottoms, he was born with CHD, which is a congenital heart defect. He was on the heart transplant list and he was not doing well. He had a heart transplant 1 year ago at the age of 4 and he was thriving. Just recently, he was diagnosed with PTLD, monomorphic large B-cell lymphoma at the age of 5 just recently, and he just got his port taken out. The scans came back clear, and he is on his way. Lena Zender, she is here. I know she's here somewhere. Diagnosed January 2019 at the age of 2 with Wilms tumor, kidney tumor. Had surgery to remove the tumor in the kidney. She is currently 5 years old, just started kindergarten, and she just got mailed her survivor pin. So let's hear it for Lena. She just got her survivor pin. Connor Dykes. Connor's mother, Mindy, works for Children's Cancer Research Fund, and we met her in our parent groups. He was diagnosed at just 6 weeks old with stage 4 congenital glioblastoma and emergency brain surgery. He now suffers from long-term cancer side effects and has been diagnosed with epilepsy. He is now 15 years old. Robbie Hostetter was diagnosed at 6 months old with extracranial malignant rhabdoid tumor. He was given an 8% chance of survival. He has beat all the odds. He's now a thriving 8-year-old because of cancer research. Braden Kramer, diagnosed September of 15 at the age of 4 with T-cell ALL, and he is currently 11 years old and also striving. Kylie Jacobs, diagnosed in January of 15 at 5 years old, relapsed a year later. Had yet another relapse 10 months after that. She's on her 13th birthday. I lost my spot. I am so sorry. And she is currently 13. Now we are at Molly Oldham. Many of you have seen me post about Molly Oldham. Myla looks up to her in so many different ways. She also is the one who inspired Myla to write her song. She has a song out there that Myla sings all the time. She was diagnosed with anaplastic epidoma August of 19, relapsed in January of 2020. We just celebrated her 21st birthday, and she just recently found out that there was another tumor just a month later after having an 11-minute seizure while she was clear in North Carolina, far from her home in Akron. There's no radiation possibility. She's chemo resistant. She just found out she is having emergency surgery tomorrow. This will be her 3rd major brain surgery. The only option is to take this tumor out and she's going to go blind, but she wanted to face it head on instead of just letting go. We met her mom when we were planning our wish trip, and she's just amazing. So think of her in your prayers. She's having major surgery tomorrow. Patrick Steyer, who many people in the Newrigal area know. He is my next door neighbor. He's also my age, but he also has Down syndrome. He just got diagnosed with the same cancer Myla has, so he is being treated at Nationwide because they have done so much research and have good things to do with anyone with Down syndrome and B-cell ALL. He is currently back in the hospital after just being home for a couple of days. So, I don't know, Jill, are you going to take a video of this? Patrick loves his community. He's a very huge part of our community, and we want everybody to know that Patrick in the hospital, that he's very loved here at Newrigal. So if everybody could scream, "We love you, Patrick," Jill's going to take a video that we can send to him in the hospital. On a count of 3, everybody yell, "We love Patrick." 1, 2, 3. We love you, Patrick! Now, we have to talk about the people who have passed away. Shelby Schroth passed away October 2nd last year at the age of 12 with acinar cell carcinoma, which was pancreatic. It's so rare, there's not even any research out there, and they just had to wing it. But winging it wasn't enough. That's why we are raising money today for the research. She was a bright young girl playing sports at Hopewell, and her mom got a hold of me as soon as she was diagnosed because she knew I was going through this with her. But it was so rare, I couldn't even find a parent group for her. Olivia Rao, we met her through NC4K. Whitney back there is slinging the cotton candy. Olivia, we met through the NC4K events. She was diagnosed with DIPG, diffuse intrinsic protein glioma. It's an inoperable brain tumor. There is absolutely no cure. She was diagnosed October 2020, and she passed away in April this year. Carson Higgins, neuroblastoma, passed away after a 10-year battle at the age of 12. Zach Sobiek. I don't know if anybody has ever heard of Zach Sobiek. He inspired the movie Clouds that's on Disney+. This is who the movie was made about. I followed Zach's story clear back in 2012 before he even passed away. He was diagnosed with osteosarcoma, cancer of the bones. Their family friend did a small video of his brave fight, and that story tugged at my heartstrings, and I thought of him often. Just before he passed away in 2013, he wrote the song called Clouds. The day of his funeral, it became #1 on the iTunes chart. Every year, there was everyone singing it together. Zach's mom, Laura, wrote a few books which inspired the movie. She is also part of Children's Cancer Research Fund with Mindy Dykes, whose son Connor was the one who also has cancer. Laura gave me permission to also honor him and shared his story as well. Zach is quoted, "You do not have to find out that you're dying to really start living. I want to be remembered as a kid who went down fighting and didn't really lose." So this September, as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month comes to a close and this day fades from your memory, I hope I made an impact while we are out here supporting the fighters, admiring the survivors, honoring all these angels, and never ever giving up that hope. So if any of you ever have to hear the words that your child has cancer, know that your presence, your donations, and your support here today has made such a difference today with the awareness and your donations towards the research for a better future for all of these kids. Children are more precious than gold, and they deserve more than 4% from the National Cancer Institution. If we could, get your lyrics out, because Zach, after he passed away, their entire family would go to the Minnesota Mall, and a 3-story mall would sing his song loud and clear. We have a special surprise right after this song, and we will be releasing live butterflies. We are going to have Landon, Connor, and Myla, and Jill go outside and release these butterflies in honor of all the kids fighting, all the angels up in heaven, and we want everybody to blow their bubbles from their seats, and we're going to send all those bubbles to heaven. So let's hear Clouds.
All right, before they go out and release the butterflies, I do want to say one more thank you to one. I want to say thank you to people. A lot of kids don't realize when you have a sibling that gets sick, they are going through a lot too. So I want to thank Kenzie. Of course, Max has always been there, but Kenzie had a hard time when Myla was sick, and she was there for her. So a lot of, and I know Landon, they have their brothers and sisters. It's hard, just as hard on them watching their family go through that. So I want to again say thank you to all friends and family. And of course, I had to do a big shout out to my wife. She did 99.8% of this, besides of course Jill. That was the other point, or she was the other 50%. I was like the 0.01 that said, "Go, yeah, woo, 'cause I like it." So again, I love you, babe. I appreciate everything you've done. So I think we need one more big round of a hand for my wife and Jill and everyone that's been involved in this. So do you want to do the bubbles?
Everybody wants to get the bubbles out. We're going to send the bubbles to heaven. These are fluttering in your hand. You can tell they're ready.
Yeah, when you hold it, this box, the butterflies, you can feel them flying inside the little box.
We will be posting this on Facebook. I'll do a video. So